So basic maintenance.
Basic maintenance.
And then tricks for, like,
I'd
how you
say,
can adjust the things higher and lower, what they can be, what you guys have to do, et cetera, et cetera.
anything you come around, like, what is your, like, most seen problems that you come across with other people? Like, I'd like to kind of see the stuff that's real popular, is not the word, but real common.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a great question.
Yeah, exactly.
So pick on the stuff that's real common.
Alright.
I would like to know maintenance and then whatever Peg said, you know, we can.
Yeah. So, one of the main things, it'll be needles. So you have to have the right needles for the material, for the thread that you're using. Needles, you have to change it every 8 hours of continuous sewing.
All right, I need to start writing this stuff down.
Here, do I have a notebook?
I have one in the car if you guys don't mind around.
And how do you really know if you have the right needle and the right material? I mean, besides reading and knowing,
Yeah.
I mean, is there something that you're looking for when you do test runs, or
Well, actually, it's just the thickness of your thread.
the thickness of the thread? Yeah.
That's what you need the right needle for. So, say for this thread, that this 30/2, that's the thickness.
Okay.
You will use from size 16, you can use 14 all the way to 18.
Okay.
Okay, and then you go to different thread like nylon, 69 nylon. On that one, you have to use from 20 to 21.
Yeah.
Okay, then it goes to 92, and then you have to use 22.
Yeah.
And then it starts going higher, but it depends on the machine that you have too, because this machine will not handle very thick thread.
Okay.
Is
So
Tech 90 too big for that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did we found it the other day? I
It's in
remember.
the
Yeah, where it like maxes out.
I think that one maxes out with a size 18 needle.
Yeah. So
18 needle. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like if he wanted to use something bonded, not spun, he'd have to go down to like a size 46.
Yeah, 46.
Bonded, not spun thread.
Yeah. So, yeah, main thing sometimes when they don't change the needles often, so that's one of the main problems. Because the needles have a coating. After that coating goes away, you need to start getting hot and start melting your thread,
Yeah.
breaking thread, stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
That's something that you want to keep in mind. Threading the machine too. Sometimes that's other problem. If you don't thread it properly, if you just skip one of the threading guides, it'll create problems sometimes. Besides cleaning it, like on this one, it depends on the material too. Sometimes a lot of lint get underneath, so you have to take the plate off and clean the feed dogs and everything. So you have to like get some air can and blow it off, just to make sure everything is clean.
And you can vacuum it out as well.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I have an old vacuum. It blows, doesn't suck. But then that
Yeah.
finally died. So I used my air compressor, but I had to stay back, and then it goes. So
Yeah.
I use a blow dryer.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can, vacuum it or blow it. It won't matter. On this machine, so the problem is that sometimes when you're sewing something thick, your needle breaks and hits the plate. So sometimes your plate is bent. So that will create another problem.
Okay.
That's more common on this machine. It's not on a walking foot.
Oh, I showed them my feet are weights.
Yeah. So.
And why is it more common here?
People just trying to push it harder.
Yeah, you're pulling, pushing. Sometimes you're trying to go through over that is too thick for the machine, and then you break your needle. So your needle, when it's thicker, instead of going straight, goes in an angle and hits the plate, and that's when the plate gets bent.
You can get bigger holes.
You can, yeah, you actually can.
Thank you for understanding my silly question.
You can get different throw plate and feed ups. But sometimes you have to adjust the feed dog height and the back and forth travel.
On the feed dogs itself.
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
So there's 2 screws on the machines.
Gotta look when we put the binder. You know,
So
I
these
almost messed it
controls
up.
the up and down. And this controls forward and back.
Okay.
Show me again, I'm sorry,
So this one right here controls the up and down.
of the height of the feed dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one front and back.
Okay. Lateral and vertical, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's what we did when we put the binder on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, good. I kept.
Sometimes in the binder you just have to lower it a little bit.
I have to lower it with the binder?
Sometimes because the feed dogs are higher.
While you got this open, what do you typically see that's common problems or common maintenance when people bring their machines in?
Well, it depends. Like on this one, the only maintenance you might have to do is change the oil, and that you do it probably once a year. Depends on the use too.
Okay.
So if you open it and you see there is all dirty, then it'll be time to change.
Okay. So it's just a visual inspection.
Yeah,
on that.
exactly.
What about the wicks? Are those fine? Usually
Yeah,
most of
those
the
are
time?
fine. Yeah, you don't
Okay.
have to really worry about the weeks. That's actually it. Over here, you just have to clean it with a brush or anything. Over here too, you have to. But that's just like the ways that is getting down.
Okay.
Do you ever have to clean that filter?
No.
Really, this is just as is and just let it run. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I ran my walking foot forever and I've never
Yeah.
had the filter mess up. But
So you've never really seen much problem with the pump at all, huh?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Or you just drop it and hit the pump.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure, sure.
That sometimes happens.
Okay.
so,
Other than that, everything we don't have no problems because they're gears, so they're
It's
running.
mechanical. Yeah.
what about the machines that don't have the pan of oil?
Well, those you have to oil manually.
Like I do mine almost every 2 days.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it depends on the use. So it's same as this one. Every 8 hours of continuous sewing, you have to oil the machine.
Because like I have 2 machines that don't sit in the pool of oil that comes up, and it's just literally little polka dots everywhere that I have to. And if I could show them on the walking feet, because they're both gonna.
Yeah.
Because that one's both, right?
Yeah. Another thing is, a lot of people forgot about the bobbin winder. So it's a little hole that you have to oil too.
On this machine, or
Actually,
is that something that we need to do?
Actually-
That takes care of itself, right?
No, you have to manually oil this
We
one.
do need
yeah,
to.
Yeah.
Is that the only one that we need to manually
Well,
oil?
any oil or any bobbin winder that you see that is attached like this to the side, you have to put a drop of oil right there.
What about the belt?
That was good
Um,
question. Can we
That take a long time.
show them on the belt if that's too loose, too tight?
Yeah. What's the tension?
So, it's supposed to have like an inch.
Yep.
Squeezing both of them.
Good.
Yeah, that's about the right amount.
And you adjust tension with the motor moving it back or
Yeah.
forward? Okay.
So it's an adjustment. So that right here controls your tensioner.
Gotcha.
So you just, if you want more tension, you just loosen and push back.
Will you check this belt? Because in my mind's eye, I thought this was too loose the
Yeah,
whole
that
time.
one's loose. Yeah.
This one's icky.
Yeah.
It needs attention.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Josh?
Yeah, I did. I was. Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah. That's too
So
loose.
we just here.
Yeah. You just loosen it and bring it down.
So you basically loosen the lock nut, and then
Yep.
you can go. It'll push it down, press it down, or press it
Yeah.
up.
Press. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we get to play with that later.
Then you got your speed control.
Slow, fast, and oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And how long have you been fixing? So you guys build them, right? Is that what you're doing back there, building and fixing?
We just fix them.
Oh, you're only fixing.
Yeah.
They come
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been built or fixing them?
8 years.
So what's the most common problem if somebody, or for you to go do a service repair, or if somebody brings it in? What's the most common?
Timing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when they broke the machine of the machine get really jammed. And then the relation with the needle with the bottom part that grabs the thread,
Yeah.
that comes off. So you just have to retime it.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Huh?
How do you do that?
Well, that's different things you have to judge. You have to judge your needle bar height. Sometimes it get moved, so you have to put it the right length. Then on the bottom, it's 3 screws that you have to adjust to.
For the bobbin?
Yeah.
Can you show us on that? Gotcha, okay.
So it'll be those
Are
3
these-
screws right there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so I see 2.
And the other one should be. Well, this one has 2.
Okay.
Other ones have 3, like in a walking foot to secure it.
So you'd loosen that and you'd basically move it along the shaft where it's supposed to be correct, so it's
Yeah.
grabbing right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, so all 3 of those are loosened, and then you're turning it. Is
Yeah.
that the movement?
Mm-hmm.
Those have 2, but I guess another machines
Yeah.
might have 3.
Or 2 or 3.
Yep.
Huh.
So that actually controls the shuttle hook and all that, and you just kind of tweak it as you go,
Yeah.
huh? Okay. And how do you adjust the
The
take
bar.
up?
Well, take up you can adjust. It's fixed. But the bar you can adjust.
Right.
And just a screw that you loosen, you move it up and down.
So not the tensioner, because that's just doing the spring.
Yeah, that's
Right.
just your spring. Yeah, that just controls your tension on your thread.
Well, this right here, this just controls
Oh.
pressure on the pressure
foot,
foot.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
This does not move it up and down, and we're talking.
No, that one right there.
This one is the one you adjust.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all done inside here.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't think this machine so much, but can we walk out and look at the walking feet?
Walking foot. Yeah.
And then, there's different adjustments internally inside the plate, on the back on the walking foot,
Yeah. There's some
that
adjustment.
you can make it open almost a 1/4 inch more.
You make the foot taller. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'll have to, I had somebody else do that for me, because I didn't wanna screw it up
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, that's when you're sewing something thick.
Yeah.
You want to build up on.
But cause these guys will be working on walking feet a lot
Okay.
for what they wanna do, so I want them to get, these machines are so simple in my mind.
Yes, they are.
They're pretty dependable, so that, yeah, I showed them these. How not to sew.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened when you're going.
You're going
Too
too
thick.
fast and you got a big needle and you pull something.
Yeah.
So if you're not sewing 8 hours continuous, say you're sewing a few hours, you're just kind of like every 8 hours, cumulative, basically change things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you only use it 2 hours once a week,
Gotcha.
yeah. So
Or 2 hours a day during the week.
Yeah.
That coating still wears off the needle, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
yeah,
For
so
me, I hear it.
yeah, and sometimes you trace a burr on it. Depends.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you can hear it, it's not going
Yeah.
through. It's not sharp anymore, so
So, okay, that one. Oh, and I want them to understand the differential. Like some of the walking have different differentials, but also on the serger, because they're gonna start using the serger big time next week. I wanna show them the differential,
Alright.
okay?
Yeah. So you want to
Follow, there's go to either the 1206 or 302.
Sorry, I will let you in.
Hi, this is Erica. She's
Good to see you again.
she used to be a staffer here, but she started her own production company. So
Awesome.
she's really, really busy.
Are you hiring? Hey, how are you, Erica? So, show that there's different oil points on these.
Yeah, on this one there's like these 2 right here, this one right here, one more hiding right here, this one, and there's 2 on the bottom.
Is there a wick on the back of that too?
There's one right here.
I
But,
always put a dot of
yeah.
oil on my wick.
Yeah. Yeah, and then again, the Bobbin Winder, like in this one. A lot of people forgot about that one. And Like she was telling about, this will control the height of the walking. So when it's all the way down,
Oh, I see. Okay.
your foot is lifting very little. Okay, and like this is pretty high right now, so the foot is lifting about like a quarter inch. So that helps you when you're showing something flat and then you want to go over a bump. It'll go over a bump with no problem. Okay? But when it's too low and you try to go over a bump, your foot is just stays stuck. It won't lift over the bump.
Okay.
So that's something that will help you.
And that's simple. It's up is up and
Yeah.
down's down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and most of the walking foot will have this. So you just lift it. Some other ones have a dial right here that you just turn it. That'll be like in a Keymax.
The Keymax will have the dial or will not?
It will.
Okay.
But that's a different machine. Not like this ones that you have right here. But most have this right here. And most of the time the wrenches are in the drawer that you can just loosen it, bring it out, and then you just tie it. Back up.
For the kind of stuff you guys want to do, I thought that was good to
Oh
know.
yeah, absolutely.
And it is as simple as we're unscrewing this here,
Yeah.
that bolt there, and then you
just
raise
loosen,
and lower.
yeah, you just
from
loosen
there.
it. You don't take it off.
Or just
yeah,
loosen it.
yeah, you just loosen it, and then this will be free. Sometimes you have to move the hand wheel to get the right spot, and then you'll be able to move it back and forth. No problem.
So what does this bar do?
Well, that one moves your foot. So this is a drop walking foot. So that means you need to just going up and down.
Okay.
What moves your material will be the foot and your feet dogs.
Okay.
So.
Oh,
this
got you. It's all
moving.
connected
Yeah.
up here. Okay.
And that's where this one has that needle that also.
Right. Now
So this is 2 feeds and that's 3. Or
that's a
options,
needle
kinda.
walk. That's a needle.
That's a needle feed
Needle
walking
feed.
Okay. That one's a little tougher.
The thing is, your needle moves with your foot and your feet ducts at the same
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
On this one, the only thing that's moving is just your feet ducts and the foot. That one, your center foot, your needle, and your feet ducts are moving the material. So on that one, it helps you more when you sew 2 pieces together and you want it to be equal. On this one, you might have a little shift at the
Oh,
end.
because it's grabbing. Gotcha.
Um,
I'm getting that needle thing.
See, that's where, I know.
It keeps everything together like it's supposed to.
yeah.
Is that also sometimes called a differential, or no?
On a walking foot, no, you don't have no differential. Yeah. On this one, what you do is you can advance your foot to move faster. Yeah, that could be like a differential too. But that just advances. So it's this one right here.
Oh,
You move it up or down.
But then you're starting to really mess with some, you better know what you're doing because it's like,
Yeah, because if you move this one too much, it'll start hitting on the center foot.
yeah.
So you just have to get it. Like right now, it's in the center, so it'll be equal.
So this is your tension right here, right,
Yeah.
for the bar.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
That's another tension for your
Because
foot.
it's 2 feet.
Oh, okay.
But
That's why you only have the one.
most of the time, on all the machines, this one is stay. We don't really mess with this.
Okay.
The only one you'll do is this one.
Okay.
Boy, if I got something like this, I'm gonna take some red enamel and just
So I
mark
think
every spot.
basically, do you guys not mark them anymore?
No.
Okay, back in the old days, and I bought used machines from factories
Yeah,
that they bought from
mark.
Ralph's,
Yeah.
and they have the red fingernail polish on all, like,
Yeah.
15 holes. I have one that you have to put oils in 2 different spots straight in. So I got
Yeah.
this cool little pen that goes in, otherwise it just goes down the front.
Okay, so this is the
Yeah,
little or
Some of it.
syringe.
yeah, syringe, yeah.
This is syringe.
And then some of the machines I have, there's like little BBs that push down,
Yeah.
and you gotta push down with the syringe and get it in the
The
BB.
little port.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest deal is because today they're gonna work on vinyl
Okay.
and a lightweight woven, but next week they're gonna be doing all knits. Can you show them how to change the differential on the,
And the searcher.
and any maintenance that,
Alright.
Is there anything else you know underneath this?
That's exactly, it's pretty much the same as the other one.
yeah, it's really cool.
So you have no oil.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh,
Whoops.
It's a good thing I asked.
Yeah, that's right.
holy mackerel.
So
And obviously it hasn't drained out anywhere.
I mean, that would take a long time, right?
So yeah, just same thing as the other one. Oil. That you have to.
How's that one, Big?
It's got oil, but it's low.
You just have to clean it.
Yeah, this.
Oh my.
Getting oil put in this.
It's filthy.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's where you get your brush and your air and. blow
Well,
it
yeah,
out.
but even all this stuff, I mean, it's all sticky because of the oil, so you could probably vacuum some of that out.
Yeah.
Holy cow, because that's. Look at that.
Yeah, mine look like that at the end of a job.
Would
Oh,
you do
really?
any? Would you go in
Yeah.
here with any cleaners, solvents,
No.
or
The
would
what?
you not want to do that? Like a degreaser in this kind of state
It's
or
got
anything
gaskets that will,
No.
that would dry?
Yeah.
that would, yeah.
I just hit it all with brake cleaner. Nice.
There you go.
Done.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you don't want to use any of that.
Okay. Just gonna wipe it down and then
Yeah.
clean all the debris out and just
Yeah.
fresh oil.
Yeah, fresh oil. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
so
sure.
good, I'll clean this one while you guys are sewing and get oil in it.
And it's obviously a certain type of oil you guys sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be lightweight oil.
Sure.
Yeah.
Super low
You
viscosity.
need some help?
Oh, we didn't want to use that vinyl. Okay, and then this one, there are feet, you can take the walking foot off and put a foot on. But
Yeah,
you
they're
still, you
they're
still,
different attachments. Yeah.
yeah, and like I
There's
have a,
different feeds that you can get.
yeah, but you still can't go super lightweight like you learned on that video lately. I go from, I tried, I had to keep doing the time. The size 21 needle to the 14, the timing was too far because of the thickness of the needle.
So would you recommend, Peg, like obviously what we're using right now, that you can go do a light enough needle and thread to be able to do some lightweight stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then if I gotta go super heavy, I can just come over here.
Exactly, which is exactly the project today. You'll be using this machine, that machine, and the surgeon.
Oh.
I did that on purpose. Because
We can't use this though, there's no oil in it.
well, I'll get
That's, it's,
Mhm.
that's a joke, everybody.
so, good.
Okay.
Yes, you had a question? No. Okay. Now I want you to understand sergers, because next week you're gonna make t-shirts.
Oh, good.
Really?
Cool.
So
Oh.
it feeds different on a knit than a woven.
I'm gonna make it out of that fire resistant,
Brown?
yeah, that tan
Good,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. So back to our sergers.
Back to the back.
I'll make some long sleeve tees. What? I'll run through a fire.
Yeah, we'll do some stunt work.
Yeah, dude. Austin and me, we're making t-shirts.
Okay, I'll try to find a pattern with long sleeves.
Will it have the neck in it? I'm so
Yeah,
curious
yeah.
how you put the neck in.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll do like a hood, like a built-in hood. Just put it over.
I've lost them. I've totally lost them.
It's a
Okay.
creativity.
One of the needles isn't threaded. I don't know why.
You're just in a subtlete thread.
Okay.
So on this machine, you have something that is called differential, and
And everybody knows how badly I've messed mine up, and I had to take it next door.
so on this one, what it does is the front of your feed ducting moves a different speed than the back. Okay, so what that does is when you're sewing something stretch and you want it to set flat, because sometimes it doesn't, if you just have it up regular, it'll create like little waves. So if you move your differential down, it'll stretch it out where it was sewing, so when it comes out, it'll come flat.
Yeah, one's kind of pulling and one's kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's doing opposite pulling. Okay.
So up for woven right,
Yep.
and then find whichever adjustment.
It's a little.
So
You
like
can go a
down,
little, you can go all the way.
so down would be like knits.
Correct.
Okay.
So it depends on the material you're sewing.
Yeah.
So
Could you-
timing one of these suckers, just bring it to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm the, jeez. Wow.
So, yeah, and these, you just need to keep super clean in here because sometimes it jams up. But you get so much lint that's in your feed dogs, and then it
It
doesn't.
doesn't feed. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feed, and it makes an ugly mess. I know this.
Are there manual oiling points for these as well?
No.
Really?
No, it's all internal.
Yeah, there's
So it's
a
in an
little.
oil bath down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a pump that is always taking care of everything.
You can look in here unless it's broken.
Gotcha. So that's just check the oil, and then if you need to fill it, you just fill it there.
Yeah.
You fill
Most
it on
of the time, you don't have to really fill it. The only thing you have to do is just replace the oil probably once a year.
Same with this thing. You got dual needles.
Yeah.
Changing those every 8 hours. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's where you put your oiling up here.
Oh, really?
And if you overfill it, it'll leak out and destroy all your gaskets. I know this. I know this very well.
Yeah, it'll start splashing from your handle too.
Yeah.
Ah. Wow. So checking it is just lift it up.
No, you don't
No,
lift it.
there's
in
no
this one.
lifting.
You have
There's
a
a-
window right here.
Oh.
Then you have two red marks.
Oh,
has to
okay.
be
Gotcha.
At the, between those two red marks.
My really old machine, I didn't know that the filter was clogged, and so it just got black, completely black. And I thought I drained all the oil, and I brought it up here, and Jack was standing watching me take the plug out, and then there was so much oil in it because it was clogged that it shot out about 4 or 5 feet. And Jack and David were here, and they couldn't stop laughing.
So with the needles, you have the scarf facing you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
No.
the long groove on
The
this
groove.
one.
The groove faces you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scarf is to the rear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you thread on this one front to back?
Right.
No,
Left to
from the
right.
left to right.
Okay.
Any other good questions? That's a good question.
Obviously the timing of the feed dogs and all that stuff. I mean, that's probably something beyond our. It just seems to be a little more complex. And what do you see that when people bring surges in? Do you have any stuff that comes in that are pretty common that you could probably fix at home instead of bringing it here, or how far could we go versus bringing it in here?
Well, sometimes they bring these because they put the needle backwards.
Okay.
But the only thing could be timing or your blades. They're dull.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Are the blades hard to change?
They're like a scissor. You have to know the right amount of pressure and the distance. So if you put it too far down or up, they won't cut.
Okay. So you guys probably use gauges and stuff like that to.
Yeah,
So-
they're measurements. Yeah.
Because you change both blades, right? Or it's two different things that you change, or is it?
It's two blades, but this is carbide, so it's harder.
Oh. Okay.
Is that the
and-
lower knife?
Yeah, that's the upper knife.
The upper knife?
That one that moves up and down.
Okay.
The one that you fix more is the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not carbide?
No, it's metal.
Getting cheaped out on that one.
I didn't know that.
Why did they do carbide up top and just standard?
I'm supposed to bring my Italian serger for Ruben to change the blades. I'm moving it next week, so I figured I'd get as much work out of it as I could, and then bring it up since I have it apart to move.
Yeah.
But I don't have the confidence to get it just because they touch.
Yeah, they do.
It's not like on timing where you have a hair that goes between the hook and the needle when it passes. They literally touch, and I just see metal shards flying everywhere.
So aside from feed dogs, timing, blades, placing needles, threaded wrong, threaded right, what else do you see that kind of common that people mess up?
Threading, yeah. Threading is because if you don't thread it right, it will mess with all the tension, and you won't
What's-
get it.
What's the limit on thread size and needle size on this thing?
That's a good question.
Well, actually depends on the opening on your plate that you can get the needles.
Gotcha.
So-
'Cause it's not going to go down through them.
No.
It's
So
too
probably this one 16 will be the max.
thick. Okay.
Good to know.
And you want to use probably poly or spun, right? Instead of what's the other spun and
Bonded.
bonded, right?
There's also another one that's called woolly that you could put on the loopers. I've seen people put it on the needle, but I don't get that. But if you put it on the loopers, it kind of poofs out and
Oh.
fills in more. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And they want to use it for stretch materials too, so it'll give you a little more stretch.
So can you use bonded and spun on this?
You can use 46 on this one.
Okay, 46 nylons, which
Yeah.
is bonded.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can even put 69, but I think you have to change the plate, change the timing in order to make it work for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Isn't there one that's made more like a walking
Yeah,
foot?
that's a walking foot surgery.
Oh, wow.
For
That,
heavy stuff. Yeah.
I only know that because Jack one time was desperate and he said, "Can you make this dog bed for me so I could just take a picture and send it to a customer?"
Yeah.
I got to use that. I was like, "Oh, I gotta find a new project so I can buy this."
Yeah, they're nice. And actually, it's a fully walking.
So
So-
keep it clean, keep it oiled, change your needles.
Yeah.
Check your threading.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure needles, thread, and tension are correct.
Look in your oil window.
Right.
Don't overfill it.
Make sure your differential tensioning is for the right material.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I sew I have my machine set up a long time ago. I got a different plate and then they cut the tongue out or made it super narrow and I took the second needle out and it looks like the Miro machine. It makes just an overcast.
Oh.
And I do that on the dog bandanas. But then when I sew the knits, I change the differential and I lengthen the stitch ever so slightly. And it
So you
doesn't.
get more of like a pull, or
Well, if I forget, then it doesn't sew right. But that's the only two things I sew on that machine. And then the other machine, you said a 16. I run an 18 on.
It might be your holes bigger on your plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a Romaldi.
Yeah.
It's
so,
an old Romaldi. Well, it's 2002 Romaldi.
Yeah. So it depends on
And
the
all I
size
do
of
is-
your plate.
Okay. It
Yeah.
works. That's all I do on that is canvas.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
So, yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that machine, I just lucked out and got the right machine for that job. Okay, good. Yay, yay. And I've learned to keep the differential up on that. Because I really screwed it up one time. Because I changed it to neoprene without a coating on it.
Whoops.
Woohoo!
There you go.
Nashville bomber strikes again.
yeah, lights out one.
Yeah. Sewing neoprene without a coating is really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did. So, okay. Well, perfect timing with the lights, I guess.
Yeah, let's get to work.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thanks a lot. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you.
the
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
heads up and.
Especially you guys, there's things you're gonna wanna do
Mhm.
on the machines for your specific projects.
Sure.